video for Ric Flair, the Nature Boy. I'm Balrog fan, and I am with the Top 10 Faction 100 Proof, and I've been toying around with this idea, and I finally saw it come to fruition just today. So I want to show off my ideas behind this Ric Flair build and put this out there in the community, see if it interests anybody. Good parts is he's a legend with a strong submission. I obviously have him set up with Daniel Bryan and George the Animal Steel. This makes his green move very, very potent because it only costs 6 and it generates random purples. So if you have George the Animal Steel already, maxed out at his talent for as a trainer, his back suplex only needs 1 MP to complete. Now we know that Ric Flair has a lot of different tag links. And the major one that there are 2 major ones that you can take advantage of with this build. And I'm just going to take it into verse mode to show it off. So here's the first one. This is Goldberg. He gives Ric Flair the WCW link. Now, obviously, we talked about it. Giving him 5 MP means he's going to start with 6, so he gets to go with his move right out of the gate. This build needs a little bit of luck, but it does have the benefit of rushing the opponent with your moves and your gems. It's especially, good if they got if you got a favorable board. Obviously, it's even better. But if their board was somewhat favorable, once you have the maxed out. The move maxed out with Daniel Bryan as a trainer maxed out, you're creating 10 purple gems. So you can really flood the board. So, you see, you just start with it. I got a few purples on the board. Might get lucky, might not. And that's a pretty good opening move. You go like this, and you've looped back to your finisher. Quite the cascade there, Waller. Alright, now this is going to kill him because he's 2-star gold. I got ranked down recently because I forgot to set a good defense, but what you would normally do in these situations is look for areas where you can make another green match. So I'd do it right here, and then I'd probably put one, I don't know, it doesn't really matter too much. I guess I'd just probably put another one down here in case one of these got zapped. But what happens is if these submission gems run out, obviously you drain your opponent's MP, they turn into silence gems. And what this does, his low blow, it turns all silence gems into green gems. So you can loop right back around into your move that creates the 10 purple gems. Sorry, first time doing one of these. Narration's not great. But anyways, that's pretty much the idea behind the start with your move. It's a good way to rush. I think it's going to be something I'm going to try to use to push farther in verse mode than I've ever pushed before later on. I'm going to be streaming those efforts, so check it out later if you want to see how that ended up going. But I really believe in this Ric Flair build. I think it's very strong. So the other option you have, and I realize this probably isn't as readily available to other people, but Greg the Hammer Valentine has a great tag link with Ric Flair, and it's just called Ric Flair and Greg Valentine. But what they do is matching purple gems charges moves by 2 more points. So you don't need as many purple matches, but you don't start off with your full green bonus. I haven't done enough testing to know which one is more consistent. Obviously, I need a much larger sample size, but both seem like pretty viable options. With this, you can start off with a purple match, and the next turn, your green move is going to be charged, so you're for sure going to be looking to get at least 1 more purple match in there, and you should have enough for your finisher at that point. I did not get purple, did I? There's no way I can really do that, I don't think. Nope. So we'll just take what purples we can. See, if just hitting purples off, it won't matter. You have to match them, so we want to try and set something up. in reality, this isn't a big deal. You're not always going to get your first turn purple match. Um, it's just to make things a little smoother. Next best case scenarios, there's enough purples on the board that this hits a few and matches them, and you get your. See, you only match 2 there, but your finisher's already fully charged. Um, both builds are very quick, and the biggest benefit of them is that you get a submission very early on. So if you turn 1 into that, and Undisputed Rollins, Balor, AJ, they still need to make their match, you can put the sub on them and then slow them down even more without the use of things like Papa Shango curses or whatnot. Obviously, that's not a thing in verse mode, but you know what I mean. The only problem with this build is it's more effective in a tag team setting because of the really powerful tag bonuses that you get out of them. So he might not be your favorite guy for feuding, but I think he's going to be very good in verse mode. And if we ever get tag team feuds in the future, he would open himself up to being one of the better superstar choices in the game. He's a trickster. His move damage is all pretty strong. His gem damage is pretty good. And yeah, he's just not somebody you see a lot. So I figured I'd throw this build out there and see what everybody thought. Thanks for checking this out.